How's it going, everyone? Forgive the mess. I'm packing to go to summer camp for Boy Scouts because, yes, I'm 15. Actually 16. The day I leave on Sunday. It's Friday today, 6/23. My birthday's 6/25, so that's pretty cool. Forgive the mess. I'm packing for camp. This is my bag that I have packed. I have a pillow over there, a dry bag. So my room's a mess right now because I'm scattering to find things to pack and get ready for camp. Anyways, moving on. Today, we're going to be talking about whether or not the Acer Nitro 5 is actually still worth it in 2023. So it is June 23rd, 2023. That puts my Nitro 5 specifically at around the age of almost 4 years old, which is kind of getting up there for computers, especially gaming computers. The GTX 1650 was released in early 2019. And that is the graphics card I have in here. The i5-9300H came out in 2018, actually. My CPU is about 5 years old, and my graphics card's 4 years old, which is actually kind of crazy to think about that it's that old already, because I got it pretty much brand new. It was manufactured in May of 2019. I got it in December of 2019, so I had it throughout quarantine. Pretty crazy to think it's already been that long. But it got me through quarantine, and it did me well, actually. I was really happy with it. But we're going to cover the good, bad, and the ugly of this laptop. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. The Acer Nitro 5 is the most budget lineup of Acer's gaming laptops. You have the Nitro 7, you have the Helios 300, the Predator X something, X21, I don't even know what it's called because I've never looked at it. The Nitro 5 is the most budget lineup of all the laptops. With that said, even though it is budget, they do have some fairly spec'd Nitro 5s. My Nitro 5, when I bought it, was about $600, and there was a 1050 model, which was from 2017, 2018, which was also about $600. So naturally, I went with the 9300H instead of the 8300H, and the 1650 since it performs better. Both the 1050 and the 1650 are 4GB cards, which is kind of interesting because they have a desktop 1060 with 3 gigs, but I also think that they had a desktop 1050 with 2 gigs, but I think all the 1050s in the laptops were 4 gigs of VRAM. My laptop did come with 8 gigs of RAM, which for 2019 was kind of okay, but as we moved into 2020 and with the release of Windows 11 and Fortnite Chapter 2 and so on and so forth, you need 16 gigs. 8 gigs is fairly low end nowadays. 16 gigs is standard. If you do buy a laptop with 8 gigs, you're going to want to upgrade. So naturally, I did upgrade. I upgraded my laptop to 16 gigs back in like June of 2020, I think, 7 months into my ownership of it, because Fortnite Chapter 2 was performing kind of and I wanted more performance. I also got a 165 hertz monitor when I did the upgrade. It played 165 hertz. I streamed, I recorded, uploaded everything in 2020, and I got about 120, 130 FPS the whole time. So I was able to achieve a high refresh rate gaming experience. Nowadays, with Fortnite, with it being like Chapter 4, is it Chapter 4 Season 3, I think it is? I haven't tested the FPS yet this season on here, but so stay tuned for when I do. But I'm not sure if that would still be achievable today because there's some pretty crazy stuff going on with the new map. It's freaking huge, and there's a lot of crazy weapons and all kinds of stuff that's going to drive the FPS crazy. So I'm not sure how it will perform today. I do know that you still get the 60 hertz that the panel is on my laptop. Probably you can also get a 144 hertz experience because back in February of this year, my motherboard and my PC took a dump and I had to get it replaced by ASRock. So I was actually on my laptop for about a month. It took a week to ship to California. It took like a week and a half for them to turn it around, and then another week for it to ship back from California. I live in Michigan. That was about 3.5 weeks, so about 25 days, so almost a month I was on my laptop. Yes, it was definitely a noticeable difference going down from an RTX 3070. However, was it playable? Yeah. Was it a good experience? Yeah, and I enjoyed it. Obviously, now with it being 2023, there's 4 years of laptops that are newer than mine. There's the 10300H and 1650 Ti. There's the 2060 model, which I think also has a 9300H and maybe the 10300H. They have like a 3060 model. They have a 3050 Ti model, 3070 model, a 3080 model. They have all kinds of models. So you can really pick and choose what parts you want in there. Pick and choose the CPU, the storage. They have all kinds of models. My model is the 128 gig SSD with the 1TB hard drive because I knew I was going to use it for content creation. That's why I opted for the larger storage that's slower instead of like the 512 gig SSD because I knew I was going to use the hard drive for videos and stuff. My friend King, his link will be down below in the description, got the 256 gig version of the Nitro 5, and he's a big clip guy, and he ended up actually like getting horrible FPS because his drive was just full of clips, and it's like, yep, that's why I got the 1TB hard drive. But I helped him with it, so don't worry. He's good now. He's got a USB drive that he puts all his clips on, and I think he's actually got a PC now. So King, if you're watching this, good job. Shouts to you. The 3080 model, any of the 30 series models, I'm actually considering upgrading to a 30 series model because I do kind of want 144 hertz on the go because I have a 240 hertz monitor at home. I am considering upgrading. That's only because I've had this laptop for 4 years and my sister's been wanting a computer. I've been kind of thinking about getting a new laptop just because, you know, a new laptop would be nice, little something to treat myself to, especially if you're giving this laptop to like a child. Like if you're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, even 13, 14-year-old son or daughter wants a computer, this is a great first computer. It will do everything, especially the younger ages. It will do everything that they want and need and more. Up until recently, it did everything I wanted and needed. And then finally, once my YouTube channel grew to about 2,000 subscribers, I was like, you know, maybe it's time to up the video quality a little bit. So that's why I got my PC. So now I can record in 1440p, 4K, and still play my games at high refresh rate. That's why I did that. Whereas 1080p was about all my laptop could handle. But especially if you're not creating content, even if you are, it's the Nitro 5's fine for light content creation, gaming, and it's a really good laptop for just editing on the go. Even this one still does all of my editing I need whenever I'm going somewhere. If I were to give the Nitro 5 a rating on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a solid 7.5. It does everything I needed it to. However, there were some things I wish it had. It doesn't have a Thunderbolt 3 port. At least my model doesn't. It has just a Type-C port, which I kind of wanted a Thunderbolt 3 because I wanted to use 2 external monitors, but I ended up just using the laptop panel and it was fine. But I also wanted more USB, so I had to get a USB hub, and I would have rather done that to the Type-C port that I wasn't using than a normal port that I was using. It has one HDMI port, which is fine. I mean, it's not made to be used as a desktop computer, which is what I used it for a while. And it has 3 USB ports and a headphone jack. However, dude, I just wish it had a little bit more. I wish it had a mini display port or something in addition to the HDMI, just because, man, that would have made life so much nicer. Realistically, it's fine. It's really good for a budget laptop. I'm not like upset with it or disgusted with it in any way, shape, or form. Do I think the 1650 model is still worth it in 2023? For me, buying it at like $580 or something, $600 I got it at, yes, it was worth it, especially at the time because it was like an $800 laptop off sale. Nowadays you can find it for about $500 for the going rate, and you can probably find them used even cheaper, like $400, $350 maybe even. So yes, it's definitely worth it still today in 2023. However, if you are looking for, maybe you want to turn up the settings a little bit or get high refresh rate or maybe a little bit of both, you can get the 3070 model, 3050 Ti model, 3050 non-Ti model, 3060, 3060 Ti. You get it. There's a whole bunch of models. So yes, the Acer Nitro 5 is still a good laptop in 2023, pretty much regardless of your specs. Anyways, all my closing thoughts. I did not get anywhere near in depth of my whole ownership experience because there's really been a lot with it. Upgradability is fairly simple. I've been in there multiple times, upgraded the RAM, upgraded the storage. Overall, I would say yes, it is definitely still worth it in 2023 for all the reasons before, having all these different models and even this model still being and performing fairly well. It's still worth it in 2023. However, one thing I would note is that the temps are fairly high. You get about 90 degrees Celsius on the CPU when playing CPU intensive games. It is a laptop, so they are going to run hotter than desktops anyways. But yeah, I mean, it's a great laptop, especially it's a great computer all around, really. Do I think I could still use it today as my main machine? Yes, I do. I wouldn't be able to get 240 hertz like I do with my PC. I would be able to get 144 like I did with it for a while. There's always some more optimizations and upgrades you can do to make it perform even better. It's a great first computer, especially for a kid. It's a great work computer or a great college laptop. I think I'm going to get a new one before I go to college personally because I'm going to go to be an engineer. So I'm going to need a better laptop at that point, probably 32 gigs of RAM. CAD is a fairly RAM intensive process. However, if you're like an English major and all you're running is Chrome tabs, Microsoft Word and stuff like that, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I mean, you could really realistically get away with a Chromebook, but if you want a laptop for college that can do some light gaming, yeah, it's fine. It's really good actually. Yeah, so would I recommend it? Yeah. I mean, it's still a good computer. It's a lot better than the 4770 system that you might buy off some sketchy guy on eBay. Yeah, and it has like the whole Acer suite of things, so you have like NitroSense and some other stuff. So yeah, it's really a great laptop. I've had a great experience with it. I can't really say anything bad about it. As someone who has like been able to go hands-on with multiple other laptops, my cousin has a Dell G3, one of my friends has a Lenovo IdeaPad, and another one of my friends has the HP Spectre gaming laptop or whatever it's called. It's like the green one. I don't remember what it's called. I've been able to go hands-on with a couple of those, the G3 and the Lenovo specifically. The HP not so much because he lives in Virginia. I haven't really been able to go hands-on with that one. Heard some good things about it. I think that the Nitro 5 really is the jack of all trades. The G3 has the 10300H and the 1650 Ti, and it performs almost identically to my laptop, and it was a couple $100 more. So I think realistically the Nitro 5, even though the G3 does slightly edge it out in performance, the Nitro 5 I do think is the better deal. The Lenovo I don't remember so much. I think they were fairly neck and neck. However, I do think the Lenovo has better ports, but it also is slightly slightly more expensive. I think the Acer Nitro 5 is the best bang for your buck gaming laptop. If there's some gaming laptop I haven't seen out there on Amazon or Best Buy or wherever, go ahead, comment it down below and I will research into it. I'm not going to buy it because I don't have that much money. I'm 15 after all. I'll research into it and I'll give my thoughts on it down below in the comments. So that's pretty much it. Yes, I would recommend it to anyone. It's a great computer, especially if it's a first computer or just a computer for gaming on the go or whatever, like I use it for, or my sister, like she uses it quite frequently. I use it for gaming and doing whatever I need to on the go. So yeah, it's still a great computer and does a lot of things that I need. I have really enjoyed my ownership experience of the Nitro 5 so far. I hope if any of you guys are thinking about buying it and you decide to pick it up, you have a similar great ownership experience as I have. Without further ado, guys, I need to go and finish packing everything for camp because I leave on my birthday here in 2 days. I think I'll probably have this video out for you guys on Tuesday. I'm recording it on Friday, but I'll probably have it out for you guys on Tuesday. If you guys haven't already, only about like 5% of you, even less, are subscribed. 5% of you guys are subscribed? That's wrong. I don't know how well you can see that, but only about 1% of you guys watching are actually subscribed. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as it really would mean the world to me. And I'm gonna go finish packing and get started on next week's videos for you guys. So without further ado, guys, that's it for me for today. See y'all next time. Peace.